pick, with their first pick, the Yankees took a guy out of Morristown, New Jersey, shortstop Anthony Volpe. Now, from a Yankee fan, his coach, he went to Delbarton High School in Morristown, New Jersey. His coach, Bruce Chattel, said he got drafted by the team that he's always dreamed of playing for. Well, he's a Yankee. He's a Yankee now. Now he's committed to Vanderbilt, and I know Vanderbilt knows talent. Vandy knows talent. Vanderbilt had Sonny Gray. Vanderbilt had David Price. So they know their players. They know what they're getting when they get a good ball player. So if he chooses to forego his commitment and come to the Yankees, I'll be very happy. He's 18 years old, younger than me. God, these players younger than me, I feel so old. I'm 23 years old. I feel so old knowing that I'm sitting here watching these young... I was sitting in right field, Yankees-Padres. And Josh Naylor, the Padres called out, the right fielder, was just sitting there. And he is like 6 months younger than me. I'm paying to watch you play. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm starting to feel very old very fast. But I digress. Volpe apparently has. I mean, I don't think anybody listening has seen Anthony Volpe play. But from everything I'm hearing, he's got great tools as far as his hitting goes. They do project him to move at some point in his career. They said that he probably project more as a second or third baseman, which, hey, that's fine. We have a pretty good shortstop right now. He's exceeded a lot of exposure this past year. He's been scouted a lot, and that's not because his play was so incredible. It's because that his teammate Jack Leiter is a top draft prospect as well. And we'll get to Jack Leiter in a second. They're saying he's an all-around good ball player. He got a grinder mentality. That's what you want in New York. You want those guys who are grinders. Those kind of hard-nosed ball players date back to the Thurman Munsons, who would play 9 innings behind the plate, tape from the ankle to the neck, because he wanted to get out there and help his team. He knew if he was on the field, his team would win. So that's the kind of mentality you want from anybody, especially your guys at the middle. Obviously, Thurman was a catcher, Volpe's a shortstop. He's got great back control, from what I'm hearing. He's played well in big moments. History of strong, right here it says, history of strong performance against top competition in showcase events. So the pressure doesn't get to him. I mean, obviously the pressure of a showcase is different from the pressure of Game 3 of the World Series. But, hey, he is a solid pick. I saw some video of him during draft day, and I like what I see. He's got a short swing, right-handed bat, always wanted to be a Yankee, and he's our first overall pick. We also have the 38th pick. We have T.K. Sakema, left-handed pitcher out of Missouri. Now, I know, for as little as I know about Anthony Volpe, I know even less Sakema. All I know is he's a lefty out of Missouri. He's a control guy, and he's projected as a 3. I couldn't tell you much more. T.J. Sakema, apparently he's apparently from what I'm hearing about Sakema is that he could be a fast track guy. So some guy that you could see the big leagues in 2-3 seasons, but maybe as a relief pitcher. So I don't know much past that. Let me read a little bit here. 30th overall pick. Yep. Competitive round. Yeah, he was the reason the Yankees had the 38th pick is because we traded for this pick when we traded Sonny Gray to the Reds. So he had a 1.32 ERA over 88 and 2/3 innings pitched, 101 strikeouts. He looks like he's got some very good stuff. I mean, Yankees 33rd pick and 23rd team with Aaron Judge. So you can get superstars at these positions. You can get these very good ball players low. And I don't think that's a bad thing. you obviously have the Mike Piazza of the world who were drafted as a favor of his godfather. His godfather happens to be Tommy Lasorda. And you have the Ken Griffey Jr.'s of the world who were drafted number 1 overall. But you have all that stuff for the middle. Who plays well? Who doesn't? Who hits? Who misses? Albert Pujols was a late round draft pick. It was way in the late rounds. You have some really good ball players who just fall through. And it's the first round. It's not like he fell through to the 50th round. So, Yankees 30th and 38th picks in the draft were their first two picks, and they look like they got some very decent talent and some ball players on the way as far as the draft goes. But now to the most interesting thing I've heard today. Now I've heard people blast the Yankees about Frazier. I've heard everything from they should have drafted this guy but something I found intriguing today was the Yankees drafted 615th overall. Now, you hear that and you say, well, why are you talking about who the Yankees drafted 615th overall? You'll never hear from this kid. He will never beat the big leagues, and you are wasting time talking about somebody that we don't know. And we're never going to know. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong, I'm right. Ha, 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 ha. No, I'm kidding. Yankees selected Jack Leiter. Now, for all Yankee fans out there, who I think you're all Yankee fans, Jack Leiter is the son of Al Leiter. Al Leiter was a very good pitcher in his day. Al Leiter, lefty for the Yankees, Blue Jays, Mets, Marlins. Very good pitcher in his day. But Jack Leiter is supposed to be first-round material. Jack Leiter has electric stuff. And they projected him to go in the first round. That is not what happened. And for all you wondering why, it's because Al, his father, the great pitcher I just mentioned, went around to every team. Al works for MLB Network, and he worked for the Yankees, but I think he works for the Mets now. He told every team, do not draft my son. He's going to Vanderbilt. You will not sign him. So, they didn't draft him. They didn't, and teams just kind of passed him by. And I get that. If his father is telling you, do not draft him, then he won't get drafted. And he's a respected guy. It's not like Joe Schmo saying his father going to like the Brewers and saying, don't draft my son. Go to college, you can be a doctor. No. It's Al Leiter. Everyone respects Al Leiter. But listen to Jack's numbers. 8-1 with an 0.54 ERA, 52 innings pitched, 52.1 innings pitched, 88 strikeouts, 19 walks. And the interesting part, also from Morristown, New Jersey. Now, if that town sounds familiar, just because I mentioned Morristown, New Jersey about 10 minutes ago when I mentioned Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe and him are teammates. So, could it be a strategic pick? Could it be the fact that the Yankees think they can sign Jack Leiter now that they have Anthony Volpe hopefully signed up? Very well may be. But we'll have to see. Now, Jack Leiter goes to Vanderbilt and he pitches 2 years in college and gets drafted. He will be a first-round draft pick, and the Yankees will not get him. But the Yankees thought they might as well shoot their shot now because they know they're not going to get him next time. So if you're going to try for this, if there is a next time, so you can throw him a boatload of money, low pick, and maybe he'll come here. Maybe Jack will say to his dad, "Hey, I'm going to play for the Yankees. I'm sorry." And now, do I think that's going to happen? No. Do I think Jack Leiter will be signing with the Yankees in the next coming weeks? No, I don't. I don't mean to get Yankee fans' hopes up. But, to quote Jim Carrey, from Dumb and Dumber, I'm saying there's a chance. There's a chance. Hey, I'm a very pessimistic Yankee fan. I don't know about you, but I'm always been a very pessimistic Yankee fan. If they're losing 1-0 in the first inning, I think the game's over. I'm kind of optimistic about this, and you should be too. For some reason, I don't know if you got the feeling. I got the feeling. Jack Leiter could be a Yankee. It's just something about the light. It's something about the baseball lineage. Something about the fact they chose him so late after Al told everyone. I don't know what it is. I can't quantify a feeling. I can't quantify what my gut's telling me. But something about this seemed interesting to me. Hit the first round pick, same high school, son of a guy that the Yankees drafted years ago. It could be a good fit, and you might see Jack Leiter sign with the Yankees very soon. At least I hope. I'm putting a lot of hope into that. But he was the 20th pick the Yankees had in the draft. Here are the draft picks the Yankees had overall. They're first through 20. Anthony Volpe was first, like I mentioned. T.J. Sakema, a lefty out of the University of Missouri, was our second pick. Josh Smith, a second. Josh Smith. No offense to Josh Smith, but wow, could you get a more basic American name? Shortstop, second baseman at LSU. About a 346. Some power. Ooh, stolen base guy. So that's good. Their third pick was, like I said, about 346. 68 runs scored, 85 hits, 15 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, 41 RBIs, 20 stolen bases in 63 games. So he's a good overall ball player. I like that. Their fourth pick, Jake Sanford out of West Kentucky. 22 homers in 56 games, a 398 average. Nice pick there. Jake Agunos, lefty out of East Kentucky. Ken Waldachuk, left-handed pitcher out of St. Mary's. So that's their first 6 picks. I've read that John Heyman said that the Yankees at the number one draft throughout the first 21 picks. The number one draft. Other top drafting teams were the Diamondbacks, the Marlins, the Mets. But overall, the Yankees had the number one draft. Now that very well could be because they drafted Al Leiter's son, Jack. Jack could be the reason that they have the number one draft class so far. And they may not, and they very well may not sign him. But when John Heyman said the Yankees had the number one draft overall, I'm intrigued by that. So I like the draft, and this Major League draft is always a crapshoot anyway. You don't know who's going to hit, who's not. Some late round picks hit, some early round picks don't. Just have the cookie crumbles. And last thing I want to say before I have to leave all you wonderful Yankee fans is that the Yankees played tonight at 7:07 after last night's game, which the Yankees probably should have won. Tanaka had great stuff in the first inning, in the second inning, in the third. He pitched had a very well pitched ball game up until he gave up the home run to Freddie Galvis. He just lost it. He lost it in that inning, and that's what Tanaka's big bugaboo is. If he just doesn't feel right, he'll leave the ball up, and there goes the home runs. It's just how it always works. And, I mean, Paxton's pitching in his home country of Canada tonight. Settle things down, get us back on the winning track, and let's hope this team can bounce back and get the series at 1-1 and hopefully win yet another series, because this Yankee team has made me happy, has made you happy, and I think we'll be seeing some good Yankee baseball in the future. But for myself, I'm Anthony Simeone, and thank you for listening to Pinstripe Talk. We'll be back next week. So long, everybody.